Hey there, and welcome. We're about to go on a little journey to uncover some hidden science in places you'd least expect. In fact, you've probably got a perfect example sitting in your kitchen right now. Let's dive in.
Okay, so let's kick things off with a super simple question. Have you ever bitten into a lemon? You know that sharp, puckering taste you get? What actually causes that? What makes a lemon, well, sour?
The answer is actually pretty straightforward, but it opens up this whole amazing world of kitchen chemistry. It's a type of acid. Yep, that sour taste is the signature move of an acid, and as it turns out, they're not just hanging out in lemons.
The truth is, acids are pretty much everywhere. So for the next few minutes, let's play a detective, shall we? We're going to go and find out exactly where these chemical compounds are hiding in plain sight.
All right, our investigation kicks off in one of the most familiar places in any home, the kitchen. And our first stops are going to be the fruit bowl and the pantry. You ready?
Okay, first up, picture any citrus fruit. You know, a lemon, an orange, a lime, maybe a grapefruit. They've all got that signature sharp, tangy flavor in common, right?
And boom, here's our first find. The acid that's responsible for that taste is called citric acid. Kind of gives it away in the name, doesn't it? Citric acid from citrus fruits. Not only does it give them that familiar kick, but it also acts as a natural preservative.
All right, moving on from the fruit bowl, let's take a peek into the pantry and see what we can find. There's another common household item in here with a really sharp taste and smell.
I am, of course, talking about vinegar. You know that strong aroma and potent taste? That comes from something called ethanoic acid. It's what makes vinegar such a great preservative for things like pickles, and it gives salad dressings their bite. You definitely wouldn't want to drink this stuff straight.
Okay, our kitchen tour is not over yet. We've hit the fruit bowl, we've hit the pantry, now let's open up the fridge. How about that fizzy drink you might have sitting in there?
Now this is where it gets really interesting because it's all about the fizz. That tingling sensation you feel on your tongue, that comes from carbonic acid. See, it's formed when carbon dioxide gas gets dissolved into water under pressure. So when you pop open the can, that pressure is released and the acid starts breaking back down into gas, and that's what creates all those bubbles.
All right, one last stop on our kitchen tour, and it's something we've all experienced at some point. You go to pour yourself some milk and, it's gone sour. We all know it tastes awful, but what's the actual science behind it?
The culprit here is lactic acid. It's produced when bacteria ferment the sugars in milk. And get this, while we hate it in spoiled milk, that very same acid is absolutely essential for creating the thick texture and tangy flavor of things like yogurt and traditional fermented products like a manzi.
So we found acids all over the kitchen. But for our final and I think most surprising discovery, we need to leave the kitchen behind. Actually, we don't have to look very far at all.
So if it's not in the fruit bowl, or the pantry, or the fridge, where else could this powerful acid possibly be hiding?
The answer is much, much closer than you might think. In fact, it's inside you. It's inside all of us, and it's working away right this very second.
That's right, your very own stomach is filled with hydrochloric acid. We're talking about an incredibly strong acid that plays a critical role in your body by breaking down the food you eat and killing off harmful bacteria. It's like your body's own built-in chemical processor.
Wow, what a journey, right? From the kitchen counter all the way to inside our own bodies. Let's do a quick recap of what we found on our acid discovery tour.
So, we found citric acid in citrus fruits, giving them that sour taste. We uncovered ethanoic acid in vinegar, which is responsible for its sharp smell. We learned the fizz in our sodas comes from carbonic acid, and that lactic acid is what turns milk sour, but also gives us yogurt. And finally, the big one, the powerful hydrochloric acid working deep inside our own stomachs.
And all of this brings us to the main takeaway from our little expedition. Acids aren't just some scary thing you see in a science lab with bubbling beakers. No way. They are a completely natural and totally essential part of our world and even our own bodies. So, the next time you taste something tangy or hear a soft drink fizz, you'll know the science behind it. Which leaves me with one last question to chew on. Now that you know what to look for, where else out there in nature do you think acids might be hiding? Thanks for joining me.